Hey, what's good, Game of Thrones fans? This is the Campfire Crew, and today we're here to talk about the top 3 timelines for a Game of Thrones prequel show. Okay? Look, we know, man, HBO ain't trying to miss out on all that money that Game of Thrones produces in 2 years, all right? We know the show's ending in 2 years, and HBO ain't just gonna be like, well, that's it, let's find something else to do. No. Look, there is plenty of storyline left into these books that they could go and do whatever they want with it. And we already know, man, that the show has been in contact with Mr. George R. R. Martin about producing a prequel show. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about our personal top 3 picks of timelines they could do. I would love to know in the comment section below what your timelines would be. Let's move on to number 1, the Valyrian Empire. This is my personal favorite. This is what I'd want to see, but it could start at the height of the Valyrian Empire and then go to the Doom of Valyria. Now, the pros for this, for me anyway, is it is so rich with history and lore, and I personally love that. I love going way, way, way back in time to, kind of find out what happened back then in the history, right? The Valyrians were buck, man. There was this, with the magic, the creation of Valyrian steel, all the dragons they had everywhere, man, they threw down, man. The Valyrians didn't play. They made the Targaryens like stepchildren to them back then, you know what I'm saying? So I think they could do a really cool storyline. The con to that is, from a visual effect standpoint, you're talking about some dinero. We're talking about some money, man. We know they spend a lot of money on Game of Thrones as it is, but every time they do dragons, they've already hinted at it takes that much more effort and time and money to get those good visual effects that we're used to seeing with the dragons. Back in the Valyrian times, they had dragons, they walking around like dogs. There's people walking down the street with a dragon on the leash, like, yo, look at my dragon, this fight, oh man, go get that bone over there, okay? Dragons everywhere. That would get expensive. Not to mention that a lot of the casual fans, and I put that in quotes because I don't even know at this point if there's anything of the such, right? I don't even know if there's a casual fan that's Game of Thrones or not. I don't know if they exist. Heaven forbid, I talk about the show on this channel and somebody gonna be up there like, Richie, book 3, page 37, line 8. Passionate fan. That's all I'm saying. Some people are passionate. But at any rate, I'm not so sure as some of the people who just watched the show, if they would be as interested as going that far back, because they're going to be pretty much clueless about what's going on. Don't know how many fans will transfer over. Not sure if HBO would be willing to take that risk. Let's move on to number 2. Aegon's conquest, right? It could start before he lands, and you can kind of show Westeros and the state that it's in and the little families and cities fighting over the little farmlands and lines and whatnot. And then Aegon pops up like, boom, I'm about to take over this mofo. Let's burn it down, all right? And just wreck stuff. That would be awesome. That's something I'd like to see. Again, a lot of really cool stuff. They could start with him landing and then go up into his death, all right? Same con, though. Money. A lot more battles, a lot of dragons. I mean, I know there's like the 3 that they have there, but you have more dragons, effects going on in this. Again, the money, okay? Which is why HBO might want to go with a cheaper prequel storyline for them anyway, with a little less CGI, a little less dragons, all right? And that is the reign of the Mad King up until Robert's Rebellion, right? Up to and then through Robert's Rebellion. Money-wise, all you're doing is recasting the same characters for younger actors, okay? That's it. You don't really have to deal with White Walkers. You're not going to be dealing with dragons. Just a really good character-developed story following Robert's Rebellion and the Mad King, what makes him go back. Think about this for a second. You get young Littlefinger, right? And like, how that comes about. You get to see, Ned's father, his brother Brent. I mean, like, you get to see a lot of new characters that you've heard about that I think they could do an awesome job with. You get to see Varys and how he's manipulating Jaime, stabbing his old, dude up in the back like that, like a punk, like, I got you. A lot of cool stuff that casual fans and super fans would like to see, right? The casual fans, they're going to be familiar with the names, the families, and what's going on to make a good prequel show. Now, the con is, and this is a small con, is that there are a lot of holes that need to be filled in the storyline, because a lot of this is told through memories or flashbacks or something like that you see, and it would require somewhat of a commitment from Mr. George R. R. Martin to fill those gaps in story. That motherfucker don't need no kind of distractions. He don't need nothing else on his plate. Everybody need to leave him alone. He need to go up in the mountain somewhere, get his little pen, get a little parchment, do some ink, and write some books, okay? Because he 2 books light, and he need to finish that up. But that's really the only con I could see from that. What do you guys think, man? What storylines would you want to see, or would you be interested in any of those? I personally think they're gonna go with the Robert's Rebellion timeline. I think that makes the most sense, but I would not have a problem if they decided to do anything else. Again, there's plenty of information to go. But I do have one question, another question for y'all, and that is, man, is it gonna be better than the original? Like, are you gonna be able to do something better than what we're seeing right now? Because it's everything coming together. You're getting the dragons, you're getting the White Walker, you're getting, Jon Snow, and you just get so much awesomeness. I don't know if they're gonna be able to beat that. And on top of that, the show is in a very unique situation that I'm not sure other shows have ever really been in, and that is the fact that the show has surpassed the books, right? The show has gotten past what the books are, so it's open for anybody. Whether you're a book reader or just a show watcher, you don't know what's going to happen, and that is part of the appeal to this show is you don't. You can guess and speculate and theorize, and that's part of the fun of it, but you don't really grasp versus going back in time. You know exactly what's going to happen, right? Because you've seen past that. Look, I'm a big Star Wars nut, okay? So anytime I read a book or watch a show or cartoon or whatever that's before episode 4, I pretty much know what's going to happen because I've seen episode 4, right? I know what's going to happen in Rogue One. I'm reading the book Catalyst right now leading up to Rogue One. I know what happens to that Death Star, right? But it's still cool for a fan to go back and get more lore and history to a property that you love. I'm curious to know what you guys think, guys. That's the video for today. Also, we can go back and do videos and breaking down the Doom of Valyria or the Valyrian Empire or any of those kind of things that's in the books that's more of history and lore and make videos about it. I know, man, there's 1,000 million videos on the interwebs right now talking about that exact same thing. But we haven't done a video based off of it. And so if any of the people out there would like to see us, conjure up something like that and talk about it, we'd be more than willing to do that. Just let us know in the comment section below. But until next time, guys, we're out of here.